It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
I need my credit when I'm popping shit. Shift the game like I'm driving stick. Money piling my wallet thick. Numbers looking like scholarships. I'm out here bit. Hurricane season. Send me overseas, get a bag and I'm leaving. I'm back with the reason. I'm a rapper supreme. Like burritos on a rap for the vegans. Back to attack, make achievements. Nigga fuck a flag for religious. I put on a mask and I'm thieving. All black with a skull cap and Adidas. Insufficient funds. Fit that 150. Nigga get it done. Feeling big as pun. Industry critics don't like me. What you gonna do? Suge Knight me? Swimming upstream so Pisces. Got the Gucci on me so icy. All the floozies when it come stand by me. 7-Eleven is getting too dicey. I be killing y'all nigga with the flow. Notorious big, I be kicking in doors. Leviticus niggas get spiritual. Call me the bishop. I'm watching y'all decompose. I don't really need no ops. I don't need no props. I'ma sink my shot like swish. I'm a Gambino looking for a freak hoe. Pink flamingo box. Everybody wanna know the recipe. I got my flow on the Chesapeake. I'm a SOB from the A with my style on Texas Pete. Yes indeed.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Now, in this video, we're going to be addressing how the OVO embarrassment tour just keeps on getting worse, even inadvertently when they're not doing anything spectacular or anything out of the ordinary. Just the way that things just pan out just continues to be embarrassing. Second, third hand, fourth hand embarrassment at this point. Now, it was a few days ago that I reported about Drake allegedly buying a Tupac death row chain. Ever since that information came out, there was speculation on the authenticity of the chain. Was it real? Was it not? I hadn't really talked about it up to this point. However, we now have information from Suge Knight, who, of course, is the CEO of Death Row Records. He was the one that was giving out Death Row chains. He came out, said it was fake. Also, Reggie Wright, who used to be close with Suge, he was a security guard at Death Row. He was around when a lot of people were getting their chains, and he was there for a lot of different behind-the-scenes Death Row Records activities, whether that be good or bad. He also came out, he was actually the first one to come out and say that that chain was not authentic. All right, we're going to get into that. But what I find very interesting is as this is coming out, as the conversation around that Tupac chain, because he posted it on his Instagram, he was loud and proud with it. He felt like he was the man. You know what I mean? Now, the narrative has completely shifted. The chatter has completely changed. Even I would think even the OVO fans are looking at it like, damn, bro, you got fucking duped right in front of our eyes. Fuck. So just as the conversation started to shift on that chain being fake, he then comes out and drops 19 music videos for one song for Somebody Loves Me off of the Some Sexy Songs for You project. Now remember, this is the song that Drake was supposedly collaborating with Kai Cenat. They were supposed to do a stream where they were going to pick out the people who wrote the best treatment for the video. He was crowdsourcing, if you will, for ideas for the music video. They then said, we're going to pick 19 people to come out and give us their treatment ideas. We're going to give you money, and whoever has the best idea, we're going to put it out. Again, they were supposed to do a stream going through the pitches. No such stream happened, but now the music videos are all out. You got some AI stuff mixed in here. You got a lot of fugaziness, but shout out to the Drake fans that I guess are getting a little bit of attention from their GOAT. So I guess that helps, that works. But I find it very interesting the timing that this comes out on a random fucking Thursday or Wednesday, excuse me, because they dropped yesterday. As people were questioning, now why would you come out here bragging about getting a fake Tupac chain, death row chain? You know, I don't want to talk about this guy too much, but even Dirty Boy, and y'all know who Dirty Boy is, he had been crashing out on Twitter all week. You know, he had literally came out and said, that the chain had made it to its rightful owner, as in Drake, a Tupac chain from Death Row made it to its rightful owner. Now, how could anybody ever look at you with an ounce of credibility after saying some bullshit like that? But lo and behold, this is the same guy that's been out here trying to push narratives against Kendrick Lamar, saying that the girl from the Hard Rock Hotel had sent him emails and gave him a code of authenticity to let it be known that she was there the night that Kendrick allegedly put hands on Whitney. He hasn't come and materialized anything beyond what was already out there, which was already identified as loads of bullshit. That was already debunked. Then this whole Drake thing and the Tupac chain, he was out here celebrating that as a W. It turned out to be an L. Now this motherfucker deleting all his tweets. Again, we're not going to talk about him for too long because he's insignificant in the grand scheme of all this, but this is one of their so-called strongest soldiers. That's what he signed up to be. And it didn't take very long for him to take his armor off. Last time I talked about him, I said, one day he's going to wake up from one of these episodes and he's going to want grace. We'll continue, though. Let's get into the Reggie Wright and Suge Knight videos talking about the chain. And then we're going to get into the trailer for, Somebody Loves Me, which clearly it ain't too many people that do, because they would have been told your ass to calm down. All right, so let's go in chronological order. First up was former Death Row Records security / exec Reggie Wright, who had confirmed that Drake did indeed purchase a fake Tupac chain. The Owls celebrated too early again. That's what Tupac's ring, aka Meet the Grams, on Twitter said. Here's the video.
Drake. Y'all see in the news, Drake believes, and shout out to Drake. I don't have a problem with Drake. If he loved Tupac like most of us do, and a lot of y'all do, and I know my partner John does. So he out there and he got the money. It's nothing to him to buy all this merchandise that he believes is Tupac. And that's closely related to Tupac. Drake, all I want to advise you, bro, is I saw on the back of the chain that says, "All Eyes on Me, 1996," presented to Tupac, "All Eyes on Me, 96," or something like that. Well, just so that you know, Suge gave those chains out to people, especially the first round of chains in 1995. Y'all listen to that clown Daz. He said he met him at the airport and gave it to him, which that wasn't true. But he did give it to him sometime when Tupac had his chain in 1995. I know a lot of y'all don't like to listen to Reggie Wright, so I'm sure John will post a picture at him in the dog pound at the House of Blues or somewhere like that where Tupac had that.
Now, the picture that they did post was of Tupac, and I believe that was his mom. And he had the Death Row chain on 1995, and Pac got out of jail in October of 1995, if I'm not mistaken. So that kind of lines up because, of course, the reason why he got out is because Suge, or at least Suge as the representative, because it's been talked about behind the scenes that Suge didn't even put the money up for Pac to be released. It was actually Interscope who put the money up. They didn't want to put the money up, but Suge convinced them to put the money up and worked out a deal with Interscope to say, hey, I got Death Row over here. We still doing business with y'all, but let them come out over here. Put the money up, and I'll make you the money back once he gets out and he drops music on Death Row. That was basically the plan. But all that's to say, all this happened in 95. So that chain with that embroidery on the back talking about All Eyes on You 1996 was completely inauthentic. Now, of course, that was the word of Reggie Wright, security / exec from Death Row. But then Suge Knight came out and further confirmed that it was Fugazi. All I got to do is scroll down. Jesus.
When Pac came home. I went to go visit Pac, and when I got Pac out, he came home, and we was going somewhere at the time. He said, "Oh, I can tell all your niggas, they all got those death row chains." I'm like, "Shit, I'm gonna make you one." He was like, "Shit, you my big bro. Let me wear yours. That's more important. I don't want a first one. I want to wear the one you got." So my death row chain at the time was full of diamonds on the chain and full of diamonds on the bezel. Pac came home and got that chain. Not after Christmas, not after New Year's. He already had it. And 1,000%, I heard a few people say that it was something wrote on there. One should run on that chain or the charm. Definitely not the chain, but the charm. On the back, it wasn't nothing. And it was one of the best jewelers in California.
All right. So that's Suge Knight coming out and saying, I didn't even give him a custom death row chain. I gave him the one that I was wearing. He wanted mine. He didn't want the same one that the little niggas on death row had. Pac said, I want yours. Now, why Pac said that, I don't know. He's not here to answer that question, you know? But he was excited. He was down. Everybody else in the industry had basically, forsaken him. Outside of the people that you saw in that, what video was that? Temptations? There was a lot of artists that, was in the Tupac video, showing him love, holding him down while he was locked up. They still put the music video out from the Me Against the World album. Outside of those artists you see in that video, everybody else was playing with Pac's name. Niggas in the industry was sneak dissing him on their albums. He wasn't out to defend himself. Niggas was throwing shots. There was people that was trying to say that somebody had did something, violated Pac in jail. It was all types of rumors and whatnot that were circulating only during the time in which he could not physically be out in the streets or in the media to defend himself. So when Suge Knight reached out, extended that olive branch, and he already had a prior relationship due to the Above the Rim soundtrack and some other stuff predating him being incarcerated, he went with them. Suge is saying, I gave him my own chain. There was nothing put on the back. So whatever that is, they duped you. Okay? So again, another L. Now, as people started to pick up on this story and it circulated and we got the person who distributed death row chains from the CEO's mouth himself, all of a sudden we get Drake dropping 19 music videos for a song that nobody gives a fuck about. As a matter of fact, the people began to question how much he gave a fuck about the record because it was so poorly executed and completely forgotten about. And Kai Cenat, the nigga who was supposed to be, a part of it, a very vocal, a very public part of it, because that's the whole point of including Kai Cenat. This thing rolled out without his inclusion. He wasn't a part of it. He didn't drop no video. They weren't seen together nowhere. They just dropped the shit on DrakeRelated.com. Go see it on my website. Drive up the traffic for me, please. Ain't nobody go watch that shit. So Double XL here, they say Drake just released 19 music videos for him and Party Next Door's Somebody Loves Me, each directed by a different creator. The submissions come from a contest held back and made by Drake, PND, and Kai Cenat, where 20 finalists were given $15,000 to bring their visions to life. Now, what happened to the 20th finalist? I don't know. All right? Don't ask me. They only got 19 videos out of the 20 contestants. I'm going to go ahead and play the trailer for the music video. I'm going to play it on mute because I don't even want any remnants of the song playing in this video and YouTube detecting it and trying to take it out. So we're just going to look at the visual aspect of what it is that was presented. So these are all fan-made clips. Okay? Trailer. Somebody, that looks like art. This looks like AI for sure. This Muppet Man here, definitely AI. But some people look like they did actually film something. All right? The animation stuff I think is kind of cool. This is clearly an AI Drake in the studio. I don't even know if this girl is real, to be honest with you. I think she's an AI character. OVO sound. All right. The label pushing AI on everybody since push-ups. Ain't that about a bitch? I don't fucking understand it, man. And it's not my job to understand. I'm only here to report. I'm only here to give my my coverage of the situation and give my opinion. But if I'm Party Next Door, I'm fucking pissed. You know, and the reason I would be pissed is not because, because you're gonna say, oh, well, Drake gave him a number one album. He did. Gave him the most successful project of his career. But at the same time, it was 10 years later than when your actual fans requested it. You got thrown on the back burner throughout the entire rollout. The songs that Drake even pushed from the album initially were solo Drake records. The one so-called popular song, I still don't know what the draw is outside of OVO headquarters for this Somebody Loves Me song, but there were people that said that record was good, that it was fire, that was the one from the project or one of those ones. And it gets this fan art treatment. It doesn't get a proper rollout, doesn't get a proper music video. Party Next Door, this project basically, the only time he showed up is on the album cover. I mean, he's on there singing, but like as far as like physically being seen, physically being a part of the moment, being a part of the movement. And just as Nokia started heating up on the charts, Drake then starts saying, hey man, I'm in Iceman mode. Y'all wasn't making enough noise for this project, so I'm finna go Iceman. Party, sit your ass down. Any ideas you got, help me on my next album, okay? I'm icing everybody else out, nigga. I'll be pissed. I'm sure he is, but he's still under contract, so, maybe one day we'll hear the truth, when NDAs time out or something. He got to smile and nod in the studio while he's contractually obligated, but one day it'll come out and it'll be on some, not an interview. It's going to be some old ass texts and emails, probably one of those girls, OVO, they good for pillow talks and leaks finally happening years later. And it's like, oh, wow, we all knew that. Crazy stuff, man. Also making headlines today, you got I Love Makonnen, who was formerly signed to OVO for a very short period of time. And we know how that situation worked out. Drake literally signed him to OVO to purposely sabotage his career because Makonnen was talking shit about him online before his song going up on a Tuesday, kicked off. As that song blew up, Drake did a remix, but of course, the stipulation for the remix was signed to OVO, right? We'll put the remix out and we'll blow up the rest of your career. He did the remix for him, signed him to the paperwork, then purposely sabotaged his career. Then some stuff came out about Makonnen allegedly being gay or whatever. Then OVO drops him from the label and he's hardly ever heard of again. So now there's a video circulating online of Makonnen basically working in a kitchen. He looks happy, actually. Looks like he might have found something he enjoys doing, cooking, which is a very therapeutic thing, especially if you're somebody who loves cooking for people and, putting a smile on their face through their stomach. It's a good lane for you. You know what I mean? So here's the video of him.
I'm literally at work type shit. They got all these people out here, day hungry and shit. They're working, getting this money. You know what I'm saying? If you need me to come guest chef at your motherfucking spot, holla at me. Let me know what city I'm coming through, cooking up. We got the smash burgers going off tonight. You know, I'm tired already though, but you know, I love cooking for the people. So if y'all need me to pull up, let me know where. Tag your establishment. If you need a guest cook, come through.
All right, so that's Makonnen in the kitchen, about to get the smash burgers popping, and this has been spreading crazy for the last 24 hours or so. But now there's more context. As I was actually looking this up, we have Dante Thomas, Dante the Apple. He's an artist, by the way, who came and gave us a little bit more context as to what it was that we were seeing. So he says, while the headlines want to make this a joke, I want to take the time to defend my brother Makonnen. He stepped up to assist with a fundraiser for a local studio we operated out of the last couple of years. 2 weeks ago, that space was unfortunately burned to the ground, and a good friend of ours lost everything overnight. Reading all these blog headlines twisting the narrative is pissing me off because he really don't be doing nothing to nobody. It's crazy how heartless the internet can be sometimes. So Dante came out and let it be known that no, Makonnen actually is not literally working in the kitchen. Although he clearly is, making plates and doing guest chef services. So I guess he does have some level of catering background. But this particular video that was put out there was actually in the midst of him volunteering his time and services to a fundraiser for somebody whose studio looks like was it burnt down? I don't know if this shit was burnt or flooded out. Could be flood damage. Whatever it is, the place was fucked up. And they're doing a fundraiser to try to get the means to restore this location, this studio. So there's that as well. Former OVO artist who was sabotaged by Drake himself, Makonnen. So yeah, man, that's what I got for y'all in this video. It's confirmed by Reggie Wright and Suge Knight that Tupac death row chain that he allegedly purchased online was a complete farce, bullshit, fugazi. Okay? And just as people were catching on to that story, he decided, let's go ahead and release them fucking fan videos that we wasn't going to do shit with. Perfect. We've been holding it in the vault just in case it got bad enough out here. I did something goofy. Let's give them AI videos that the fans made. Yeah, that'll hold them off for a little bit. No. But let me know what y'all think about all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some battery. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.